And hello to all my Sagittarius friends. I'd like to welcome you in. My name is Scott Sagent, and today I'll be doing your free psychic tarot reading for October 2022. Now today they've dialed up for you guys a couple interesting things here for Saggies. First off, we're going to be doing a storyline spread. It's a great spread for general readings. It basically casts a very wide net into the sign of Sagittarius, and we're going to tell a bunch of different stories about different Sagittariuses. There's going to be different, it's kind of like a bunch of mini readings all in one. It allows me to be very accurate. We're going to find the story that's right for you. There may be a couple in there that do not resonate with you, and that's okay. It's all about finding that one at the end of the day. And sometimes people have said multiple stories do resonate with them. That's okay too. But at the end of the day, all about finding that one that's all about you, and that will be in there. We're also going to conclude your reading with a couple extra stuff here. We got the Runestones. We're going to encapsulate your reading there. It's going to tie us in very nicely. And then we have a very interesting one that we're doing as an extra for Saggy this month. They wanted me to do Telling Time. It's a very fascinating spread that looks at windows like a week in the future. Sometimes it goes backwards in the past, but usually it's more future-based stuff. So there's a window of opportunity there that they do not want my Sagittarius to miss whatsoever. So we're going to get started right now, guys. The cards are already shuffled. I do that ahead of time to save us all a bunch of time here. So I'm going to bring you in right now so you can watch. Go ahead and hit that like button if you're ready to have a great October. And we are on and recording. What I'm doing now, guys, these are my ritual cuts. Basically cutting each deck into 3 pieces, putting them back together in a separate order. That satisfies the ritual aspect of tarot. Do that with both of these decks here, and then we're ready to run it. Now the storyline spread, I start that with 5 cards, and I expand out where I need to go from there. So here are your main core group, your base 5. This is what I call my bird deck. We got a lot of birds in this deck always. And it's a very philosophical deck too. A lot of deep messages are in this deck that they wanted me to use for you guys. And this is actually going to be it, guys. This is the entire storyline because we got this crow turning inward. So that's kind of capping off my spread. So that's how it's going to lie. 2 blockages, not enough to matter. We do have to get the pairings to separate, see how many stories I actually have. So it's going to sit like this, guys. We're going to do 3 stories here. Sagittarius story 1, 2, and 3. 3 different stories for a great group of Sagittariuses. Let me get some extra cards. This one's just going to pull 1. And if I get off camera a little bit, I'll move it around so you guys can see. I like to share my table with you guys always. Okay, this is just 2 pip cards, so they're just going to share 1 card here. Pip card is a minor card in tarot, not a big deal, kind of lesser energies, but more specific at the same time. So I believe these are all ready to go. Yep, we just need to do some discards because this story is 75% blocked. This one's good to go, that one's good to go, so this is my only discard. And they actually want that all upright, so I need to turn them all upright. That's actually going to turn out to be good news. We'll talk about it when it comes, because that just changed the energy around. Now, they could have said, hey, Scott, leave that the way it is. They did not want that, so we had to turn that one around. So we have our 3 stories all set with the exception of our Oracle Angel cards. Every story gets one of those. One for here. Just going to set it there. And one over here. And we're all set. Now it's just a matter of showing it to you, letting you see it all. Let's see how we did with the camera work. Pretty good. I'm going to pan up just a little bit. So this here is going to be story 1 to the left of my hand. We got story 2 in the middle here, between my hands, just like that. And then we got our 3rd and final story to the right of my hand right there, this little group, ending with Poised. So let's get to work, Sagittarius. Lots to do, lots to talk about. We still got to get to your telling time, which is sometimes that can be a lengthy spread too. Okay, here we go. I'm just going to do it left to right, kind of in the order I showed it to you. So story number 1, Sagittarius, this is for my group that is spending a lot of time at home. That's what they bring up first. Home time, projects at home. It can be the environment at home, a focus on that. It is coming in very good, so I like to see that. A lot of you are actually getting new homes or moving or getting something new to the touch with the environment. So this could be like, getting new carpet. This could be like replacing furniture. This could be actually moving and getting a new house, an apartment, something like that. Usually this is something new to the touch, or it's just new money. You're spending money on the house here in story number 1 for my Sagittarius too. And let me also say, since this is a general reading and we have so many Saggies tuning in, you guys are wonderful, but the bubble energy does sometimes get a little large. If you're looking for messages that are private, personal, specific only to you, I offer a wide variety of different services of all types on my website, scottsagent.com. At the same time, we have new money coming in, so it's new money being used for a reason. And, going back to kind of where I was going before, let me just put it out to you this way, Sagittarius. If you have been debating doing something with the home, putting money into something like that, you've been thinking about it, but you haven't pulled the trigger yet, you haven't decided when, here they're telling you October. This is a very good opportunity to do that. At least start thinking about it, is what they say next with the thinker card. So they're saying, hey, you don't have to actually go through with this right now. You don't have to, pay for the entire carpet right now to be able to figure out what you want. Maybe you should go get some quotes. Maybe you should go check out the different types of carpet and see what you actually like. I'm giving you a silly example, but you'll understand the energy. So they want you to start thinking about this. So maybe when the time comes, maybe this, whatever you're going to buy, will actually be on sale. Maybe it'll just give you a better product or some kind of deal that, we're not seeing now. So they want you to start thinking about this, even if you aren't actually pulling the trigger with it and going. So a very nice and short, sweet story there for Sagittarius, story 1. Let's move into story 2, guys, and I'm going to hit your moon cycles. I like to give you guys that every single month. We start with the Strength card. Good way to start, because the Strength card is about being courageous. These are for my Sagittariuses here that need to be kind of step up and be courageous here. There's usually a call for it, a call to arms. So it's saying don't act out of weakness here. We want you to act out of strength. Be strong, be courageous, be strong in your own skin, your own opinion, and so forth. Some of you, even in relationships, they say that you need to be strong with the relationship between another person. This is not just my couples. This is, we're all in relationships with other people. Some of them are romantic, some of them are not. So this is a relationship of some form that you need to be strong with. Could be a child, could be a parent, could be a sibling, the whole range. Anybody close to your heart can come in with this card. This is the 10 of Cups here, and it's a joyous card too. But in this deck that they wanted me to use for you, it's more about two people here that are finding joy, doing something together, maybe going on vacation, going to do something fun, maybe making important decisions too with the Strength card. As I move down, they do bring in the tribe. They wanted me to hit that now. The tribe is your group. Your close group of, like attracts like. These are your people. That's who they're talking about here in story 2. So that is the focus. And also the advice. So it's a good time to spend time with your loved ones in October. Good time to reach out to old friends that maybe you lost touch with and reacquaint with them. Be like, hey, let's go get some food. Let's go hang out. Let's go catch a movie. Let's go bowling, something like that. So these are your people. They want you to pay attention to your people here in October, especially in regards to story 2. Now there is 2 other moving parts here, and they're both very good energy with our turnaround here. My invert kind of threw this whole story a different direction in a good way. So the first thing we have here is my trophy case card. This is a trophy, an accomplishment, a goal being reached, something that you are just really proud of or excited about. Could be a bunch of different things there, but the energy's so good, we're certainly not worried about it. Nice to see. So there's that. There's also showing good credit, good money coming in here too in story 2. So this can be money being moved in good ways that will be like, pay off, good return on investment, not something like a high interest loan or a car loan or something like that that depreciates. This is more something being used for good use. And this can also not necessarily be about money. This could be about the energy, which is just a good return on your energy, putting good energy out to help people, like helping somebody move, helping somebody with a problem that they got, hey, you need a place to stay for a couple days, whatever it is for you here, and getting that energy back. They're saying this is like a boomerang month here, so whatever you put out there karmically, you're going to get back very, very strongly and very, very quickly as well. So that's how October presents itself. And also, going back to the actual definition of that card, the money definition here, this could be just good credit too, like the actual definition of good credit. Maybe you're doing something here that is going to improve your credit. Maybe some of you are getting out of debt. Maybe you're kind of compiling and consolidating some credit debt here, and you're coming up with plans. So financial plans in general. Let's just leave it a little bit vague there. But it's a very positive card. It's a good month to do these kind of things. Any of that would implement very, very nicely into Sagittarius. We got a powerful, good reading going for you guys here. Let's talk about those moon cycles, because the moon cycles are only going to help give it that extra push in the right direction, help you guys get over certain humps, and just make things go a little smoother. Now, I like to give you guys this every single month. The first one that hits in October, this cycle is almost identical to September, guys. It's very easy to remember, very easy to follow. The first one that hits is the full moon. The full moon in October hits on October 9th. That's the best time to get anything out of your life that you don't want there anymore, whether it's people, whether it's stuff, maybe you got to sell something, you got to repurpose something, donate something, get it out of your life, emotional baggage, breaking bad habits, any of this stuff, guys, do it right around that time frame, kind of middle to early in October. Presents itself much better for you to get that kind of stuff to stick, guys. So that's your full moon. Adversely, we have the new moon. That comes in the 25th of October. That is the best time to bring anything brand new into your life that wasn't there before. So that could be anything from brand new love, brand new diet, exercise, good time to start that kind of stuff. Also, brand new work stuff if you're trying to do something new with work, get a new job, get a promotion, any kind of that kind of stuff. New finances. We did talk about finances there in story 2. So this is new kind of stuff that wasn't there before that you're bringing in. And this opportunity, this window here presents itself for you to do this kind of stuff at the end of October. It does not have to be right on the 25th, just really any time right around there. Works out very, very well for getting this stuff to stick, guys, and that's what it's all about. Now, if the moon cycles confuse you in any way, I've put together a moon cycle cheat sheet. It is a little graphic aid, a little visual aid, just to give you guys some deeper understanding of how you can put things and take things out of your life a little easier using the energy that is already there and already doing it. We see the moon do that with the tides every day. So the same kind of stuff exists here. Now, I've put together that little graphic that I told you about. It's free. It's always free, guys. It's on my website, scottsagent.com. I have it parked at the bottom of the videos page. So you scroll to the bottom of the videos page and you will check that out right there, nice and present for you, and implement positive change into your month. Would you? Make things go a little smoother. That's what it's all about there, Saggies. While you're at the website, make sure you're signed up for the newsletter. That's a no-brainer. It's at the bottom of every single page. I do great giveaways for my newsletter people. In fact, there's a big one coming in November, so make sure you're signed up if you haven't yet. Or if you know anybody who's into this kind of stuff too, get them to sign up because they're going to be getting something very, very special next month. They're going to be very happy that they did, and you as well. So, also, the Facebook page. I do giveaways on Facebook every single month, guys. So make sure you follow the Facebook page as well. And I also got to tell you about this wonderful display right here because the store is getting one product bigger every single month. I've been slow rolling it out. So let me break away real quick to tell you about this. We're going to come back and hit that story number 3 and get your telling time going. This product was technically released last month in tandem, in unison with the Sunflower Potpourri as a rejuvenator, as an enhancer, but it does so much more than that, and now you can see it has its brand new labeling. The ladies are dressed, so to speak. When your Sunflower Potpourri sold separately doesn't smell anymore, once the scent is gone, this is the way to refresh it, rejuvenate it, and make it last for so much longer. And this is a 4-ounce bottle here, guys. It's got that same wonderful sunflower, flowery aroma, just tuned down a little bit, making it a little lighter, makes its uses much more diverse, much more widespread, and you can use this for a room spray. Make any room in your house smell better. Bathroom, room, cat litter box, use it in the car, make this car smell nice and floral, fresh. When we were designing this, we were basically like, well, why stop there? You can even wear this as a body spray. It is not as intense as a perfume. It's a little bit lighter, but it is designed to also do that. So you're going to love this so much that you'd even want to wear it. I mean, it just smells that heavenly. It's that divine. It is a great product that you will enjoy and be so happy that you picked up. Shipping free the entire month of October. I cannot promise that always, but I can promise it right now. In fact, everything in the shop in October will ship free for October only. Okay, so here we go with story number 3. Story number 3 for Sagittarius. We start on a rougher note here with my heartbreak card, but this is not necessarily heartbreak itself. This is, and especially in this deck, this is a weird kind of heartbreak. So this is something that is very hard on your mind, is what it means. Not so much actual heart. Now, of course, they are connected, so it could be both in different ways. But this is something here. These are for my Sagittariuses who are going through something rough right now. Usually, most people view my readings early in the month, but, this reading is for the entire month, so this may not even be here yet. So if this happens to hit, and you do have a real tough struggle in October, Sagittarius, you might disconnect with the story now, but remember we're talking about it in case it comes back to you, then you can come back to this story and get some very pertinent information here. They talk about an injury card next. So this is something that's really hard for you to deal with, first of all, and then they bring an injury on top of it. So this can be about being being beaten up. Usually it's not the physical version of that, but if you are in any kind of abusive type thing, then got to get away from that. That's no good. That would certainly cause heartbreak and be very hard on your mind too. But usually the physical injury card is just being, you're prone to physical injury. You're accident prone in October, so be careful. I just went through this, was it last month? It was last month. Last month for me, I had the same card come up in my personal readings, and I ended up busting my butt rollerblading really bad. I scraped at my shoulder and my knee, and it was brutal. And my daughter even said before I went to rollerblading, she goes, "Daddy, be careful you don't fall." And I said, "Oh no, sweetie, Daddy's a great rollerblader," and I am. I'm a really great rollerblader. But the thing is when you hit pebbles, when you hit loose pebbles, and both of your skates go at the same time, your skates stand still and your body keeps going. So there's no stopping that, no matter how good you are. And so what this can do for you is be precautious. It's not the month to be doing that kind of stuff. Definitely don't go bungee jumping. Don't go jumping out of a plane. Bad kind of weird stuff can happen there. Accident prone stuff. So, I also tell people, don't go jogging at night. These kind of things. Sometimes this is a minor thing. You might trip and fall, hurt your foot, maybe you sleep on your neck funny, something like that. So it's injury prone stuff bound to happen. And it could be physical in regards to that first kind of the heartbreak, weird kind of pain, mental acuity thing that you got going on there. Now, they do kind of give you some advice here in the next two cards. They show, first of all, that we're kind of got the hoarder card inverted, which is an interesting way to say it. So they're actually saying that this is a time to actually be a hoarder. Usually this card's different definition, but I read inverts as well, so that expands the definition pool from 78 to 156. Not all tarot readers do that, but I do. So this is talking about keeping something in. Don't let something go right now here, especially if it's finances. It could just be one way of saying, hey, save your money in October. Saggies need to just save your money. For whatever reason, they're seeing that, you need to use it for something else down the road, and this is just the month to not really put it out. Now, this could also be if you thought about getting rid of something, like let's say you thought about selling your car, for example, you might want to just hold off a little bit longer. Maybe the best car for you would be, November or December. Just giving you a few examples of what the hoarder card and the hoarder energy, keeping it in, is all about. Now, the next thing they show me here is poised. So a lot of you are taking care of yourself here. You're putting yourself on a pedestal. You're getting things taken care of. You're working on yourself. It's a little bit selfish energy, but in a good way. When I use the word selfish, I always tell people that's not a bad thing. You got to take care of yourself first before you can take care of anybody else. Otherwise, the whole thing's going to fall apart, especially if you're people rely on you and you're like a foundation level part of the family, like a parent or something like that. If you're not strong yourself, the whole thing's going to come down. It's going to come crashing down and not be good. So poised, people working on yourself here, getting the situation here in story 3 resolved. And, kind of looking up to the stars to do so a little bit too. And that can be done in the form of prayer. That can be done in the form of just really good manifestation, good thought process, good mental, I was going to say acuity. That's not really the right word. It's just kind of a good attitude, really. Good attitude is kind of the best way to deal with story 3. Whatever that situation is for you, if you're in story 3. But you might not even be there. Maybe you're in story 1 or 2. So that is the entire thing, guys. Now let's get into your Runestone. Runestone, always fascinating when I have storylines because they usually try to give me something that's relevant for most of them, but sometimes it's all about one story. So let's kind of see what they did with that. Give it a quick whirl. And here we go with the Runestone for Sagittarius. Here we go. Let me show you this. Okay, this is the Runestone of Harvest. We got Harvest right here and a few other places. Both sides, I believe. Anyway, harvest, harvest, harvest. So this is the time here in October to get your return. Get your karmic return. Get your money return. We talked about good credit. Could be even getting paid back. We got good, your return on investment. Whatever you've put out there is coming back to you. This is the time in October for my Sagittariuses to collect. Good time to reap those rewards that you've put in, hard work that you've put into stuff. Maybe, you've started a gym membership a couple months ago, and now you're starting to see the results. Okay, maybe you started a diet just last week, and hey, you got on the scale and you just lost your first couple pounds. Well, good job. This is your return on investment. This is getting stuff back, and it's still a good time to start things new too. We talked about those moon cycles, and a good way to do that is using those. So that is harvest, guys. Very good. Now let's get into your telling time. I did not use that many cards. Let me see if I have aces, because that is my target. I did have an ace, so I do need to reshuffle. So I'm going to cut away while I do that so you guys don't have to be bored watching that, and I will be right back. Okay, Sagittarius, I am back. The cards have been reshuffled, doing the ritual cut one final time, getting into your telling time. Telling time, such an interesting spread. Now, the telling time, I start that in rounds. It goes 12 cards each round, and it kind of goes from very, very high frequency to lesser frequency. So this round is all about the dates that you cannot miss. If they give us anything here, this is hugely important, hugely relevant, and they did. They already gave us a date. Let me see if there's more. That may be the entire spread. That might be all they want to talk about. But let's be thorough and let's go through it. And it is. That is the one date. I do need to tack on time to it. 3 cards there. And now I just have to, okay, I got to add that up. Let's see what this is about right there. And one of these. Okay, guys, all set. The last thing I have to do is some math. I got to do some calculations to add this all together. So I'll cut away one more time. Be right back. Okay, Sagittarius, I am back. I have done the math, calculated out your telling time. Interestingly enough, the date is July 26th. July 26th is the date, but I like to spread that out a little bit more, give us a window of time here. So let's just call it the last week of July. Okay, very important, last week of July. Now, what is this date for? What is this date for my Sagittarius? How can you improve your life by getting this date? Well, let's find out, because here they told us the Sun card inverted. So this is basically saying we got to get something turned around by then. Okay, so you got some time to work on this. So this can be a bunch of different things. I'll give you a couple different examples. The context of this will be key in a general reading always. We have a lot of Saggies tuning in, so it's not the same thing for everybody. But what they're saying is you have almost a year to work with here. You got about 9 months or so here. So we need to get something turned around in your life. What is it? Okay. For somebody, it may be just a health thing. Maybe you got to really work on your health or diet and get that turned around. Well, that's good because now you have a time frame. So you can start planning goals. You can start planning what you're going to do. Maybe first you're going to do a light diet and kind of eke your way into it slowly. Then you're going to add on exercise and so forth. For some of you, this could be something more severe, like a really bad habit, like smoking, drinking. For some of you, this could just be like, hey, you know, by July, I want to be working by myself. I want to be like a sole proprietor. I want to open my own business. So whatever your goals are specifically, they're saying this is a really good target time for my Sagittarius to kind of map this out and say, hey, you know what? July is going to be a good one here. Now, they do bring up my children card next to. This deck is less about that, but they still are talking about childhood energy here. So there could be a childhood aspect to this here. Maybe something that you did when you were a child. Maybe something you could do with your child, with the family. And maybe you are the child. Maybe they're talking about your parent because it is a relationship between a gap there, a gap in time. The other thing here is being very mature about this. So they're saying here this could be something for some of you here that is just hard for you to do emotionally. Maybe it's like, you know, mending a friendship. That is, you know what, I just want to really just tell them how I feel and just be a dick to this person. And they're saying, no, you got to let the little stuff go. You got to take higher road approach here. So you can see a lot of moving parts there. So finding the context of what they're talking about July here for you, Saggies, is huge. They bring in higher power last. So they're letting you know that there is work behind the scenes spiritually here. They got your back, and they're going to help you get this done. But you still have to do the groundwork. They're not going to do everything for you. They're going to help you succeed when you put in the work. That's how the universe pays you back. And talking about that harvest runestone too, about getting back what you put into something here. That's what this is all about here. So July is a good target date for my Sagittarius, especially the end of July. So start figuring out what that is so you can hit it out of the park. That's what it's all about. So that is your entire reading, guys. I know we've been through so much. Thank you so much for tuning in. Please remember to like and subscribe so you see the future videos, and have a wonderful October.